Okay, indeed. Thank you very much for staying with us, or indeed welcome if you've just arrived. My guest is, when you're confused sometimes, you can even lose your friends. Libras Oshoma is a legal practitioner, he's a commentator on public affairs, he's a presenter in his own right. We need to say this, but he's also a proud Edolite. Citizen of Edo, and we're looking at some of the challenges there, especially between the last administration and now. Is there much? Because Liberals, to the best of my knowledge, he's not a partisan person, but he has noticed what happened in the administration of Governor Baseki, former Governor Baseki, and now we have Governor Monday Okpebholo, who has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, certainly.
By the tour that I saw the governor conducting, especially in education. And it's in that connection that I think Henry was the last guy. He even went a different route. Look, talking about education, but go to the Ambrose Ali University
Medical College,
and
that there are no infrastructure. Yeah, because I learned that the governor recently increased their subvention. Before now, the school was almost in a comatose under the previous administration, but they have increased their subvention, which is good, which is a welcome development. But subvention will need to be backed up with infrastructure. Yeah, I agree that you can say the governor is just coming in, you know, just a little beyond the 100 days. But then, you know, like you said, his work is cut out for him. Declaring a state of emergency on education, fantastic. But the state of emergency should not just be about the infrastructure. There are no teachers.
That's another aspect to the whole
thing.
In
my village, in fact, some of the old students had to employ certain persons to, you know, be teaching, apart from the coppers that are posted there. You know, so, and you have so many of the schools like that, public schools, there are no teachers. So, especially those ones in the villages. So, apart from putting the infrastructures, there's need to also, you know, find a way to employ more teachers. Encouraging those that are truly qualified and encouraging. With that, you'll be able to take a lot of boys away off the street also.
Yeah.
And that is another way of solving insecurity problems.
It is.
And then on the aspect of medical school, for as long as I can remember, that Edo College, Edo State University Medical School has always been a ding-dong issue. And I hope that by now we should be able to, this administration will be able to look into it and find, you know, a lasting solution with infrastructure. And another good thing.
Please hold the thought. Let me bring in Patricia, who has called in from Port Harcourt. Good morning, ma'am.
Hello, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning, and good morning to your guest.
Indeed. Thank you very much for calling in.
This Edo State Governor of good thing that is going. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You said this Edo State governor, but I didn't hear the rest.
Edo State something. The man is trying. I appreciate him. I'm not saying one should not be educated, and I believe that man is wise. Obaseki, with all his PhD or whatever degree, still he does not have respect for school. Imagine the school. See what this man is doing. In short, I appreciate him. God will bless him. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye. Patricia in Port Harcourt there, all the way over in Port Harcourt, appreciating what's going on in Edo with Governor
And that's why for me,
Okpebholo.
I said, you see, that's why for me, I said, look, these days, the politics, some of us will sit down in Lagos and think that, you know, all of these market women and the people we call Agbero will go play politics, win election and appoint us to come and serve. It will never happen. If you have to roll up your sleeves if you want to play politics in Nigeria. And so the only way, for what I think, it's no longer about, you know, speak grammar. And if you speak the whole grammar and you are not able to connect with the everyday person, you are a failure. But the people don't want to hear you talk. They want to see you walk these days. After the campaigns, after the election, now it is time for governance. And what you can do is ensure that you consistently, you know, relate with the people. How was Oshomole able to win second term despite contesting with a son of the soil in Benin, retired General Charles Ayawe? Because people felt Oshomole had worked. He connected with the everyday person. They felt like Okpebholo didn't do nothing. And so Shomole came and he could relate with them. They nicknamed him Oshokwek, Osho Baba, and all sorts. And so he could relate with them through his works. And so I also think that this governor, you just be deaf to what people are saying, all these politics. See yourself as the governor of both PDP, APC, Labour, and everybody, and ensure that not just on the public education, the entire state declare public state of emergency and let there be deliverables.
Indeed.
And those deliverables that people can relate with. Once in a while, like me, like you said, I'm also a presenter. In that program, I try to connect with the people using Pidgin English.
There you go.
And so once in a while, reach out to your people through phone-in program, relate with them, Pidgin English, and
things that the governor could do.
And then people can call in and say, oh, this is our area. We don't get road, or the road where they do, or the school where they build. Teachers no deal.
Get direct feedback.
Get direct feedback.
Okay. Garuba, all the way over in Makurdi. Good morning to you, sir. Garuba in Makurdi.
Good morning to your guest, Mr. Lebron there.
Yes.
I agree in line with his thoughts and in line with Reverend Dominic. Let me allude to what they have said on. Let me be sincere with you. Education is the bedrock of the society. And these two things are going together, security and education. Imagine a good infrastructure where students will go and learn, and there's no security there. It's another serious issue. The security of the teachers, the pupils, and the environment as well. So let us think about it and do it. And it's a welcome development. I'm urging other governors to copy what he did. This dilapidated building, how you expect a child will go and learn? Let me tell you, Okuyori, children get attracted by what they see. If these schools are renovated, I'm telling you, Okuyori, those children, they are the ones that wake up their parents. Daddy, take me to school tomorrow. I will give you this example. Get a child that don't have school bag and new pair of shoes to go to school. Buy it and give it to him. I'm telling you, that child will keep it close to him and sleep with it. You'll be the one that will wake up the parents. Daddy, take me to school. That's how it is. It's all part of the country. I'm from Katsina State, from Tua precisely. Let me tell you something. I'm living in Benue State. Benue State is my second home. I want to urge on the state government, honestly, and the federal government, there's insecurity in Benue State. They don't want to say it out. If something happens in Benue State here, I will not be happy. People are killed every day by whatever they call them. I don't know the nomenclature they are calling them. They are terrorists. They are killing people every day. But the media don't want to come out and say it because of the governor. Why? Humanity, human beings are killed.
I hear you.
I'm telling you this, Okuyori. I came back from Katsina. People are saying air security has improved, but I bet you from Binugwari you cannot drive to Katsina, to Puntua, close to Katsina. I'm telling you, Okuyori.
Wow.
Do that.
Well,
last week, a medical student from every area, he's traveling to that Puntua. They kidnapped him. He's still there. You know, obviously they kidnapped Ika.
Thank you very much for calling in, Garuba. Distressing news, but he's saying it like it is.
Yes, that's why you see almost everywhere you look at in Nigeria today is insecurity. At this same place he's talking about, I traveled from Kano to Kazare, from Kazare to Daura, from Daura to Katsina, and now he's saying that these areas are you can no longer travel there safely. These are places we used to travel to before, and that's why for me, if we were talking about Nigeria in general, I would, because I have also, to a very large extent, I take my time to go around to see what's happening, and so I think that most governors should tackle the federal government, because this government, when they were in opposition, talked about restructuring, fiscal federalism, and the fact that insecurity is local, and that the solution to it should be provided locally. So, yes, we agree there's more money now to the state governors, but the issue of insecurity, I do not think that the government should, still hold the hands of the governor, tie the hands of the governor from providing security, because the police, like I said, more than 2/3 of the police are guarding big men, politicians, and so the rest who are not exposed to politicians are not making money. They are looking for a way to make money from the everyday person. If you write a petition to the police now, you will pay for approval of petition, you will mobilize, you will rent vehicle for them to go and make arrests. At the end of the day, so all of these challenges, I also pity them because the environment they work in is not encouraging. Have you visited a police station? We donate working tools for them. You go to a police station, the policeman buys statement forms that he will give to have somebody to write. How do you expect him to use his salary to buy statement form and then give you for free? You know, so these are the issues. So that's why when government collaborate and they can only afford to buy vehicles, like Edo State government had done, previous government has also done, they are buying vehicles once they buy vehicles, that's all. These vehicles, how do you give a brand new Hilux vehicle to somebody who has never driven Okada before? You would destroy it.
But you see the results. You see them. You see those police vehicles.
Yes,
all around.
And that's why 2 years you see them. And that's also, I also am aware that they have donated motorcycle to hunters to comb the bushes, around the borders. But the challenge is, even if you empower all the hunters in your community, without collaboration from the neighboring governors, without collaboration from the federal government, your efforts, you can only, to a very large, if you are too focused, you will only get 50% results. You will see consistently how to deal with, challenges from your neighboring state.
Okay.
So that's why it is good that we're looking at insecurity, education, but the federal government, there should be, now that you have the states that are governed by the same party from the federal government, there should be a talk at the national level where this government should not just leave the challenges, where the National Assembly should not be discussing sexual harassment and discussing who slapped who and who insulted who. We should be discussing.
Don't let us bring in another subject matter.
No, I'm saying they are distractions.
I understand.
They are distractions.
And also Christopher has called in Benin. Good morning, Christopher.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling in, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I want to commend your guest on the program. He has said it, I'm calling from Benin.
Okay.
When you go around the city of Benin, you find out that the majority of our schools lack basic amenities. But I want to commend the new governor for the steps he has taken so far in a few months in office by declaring a state of emergency in our schools in Benin and other local government in Edo State. Okay. When you go around Edo State, you can hardly find teachers in our schools. You can hardly find good infrastructures in our schools. Leaking roofs, you see children sitting on the bare floor.
Okay. Thank you very much, Christopher. I could see, liberals nodding in agreement.
While we are sitting here, I'm getting pictures and videos from people in Edo State sending me videos of dilapidated schools. Some more.
Even though we have some, but even more that we didn't get.
And some that the governor had inspected and promised that he was going to renovate. I just checked one, and the one that had already been renovated. And that's why I'm saying that this is the only way you can connect with the ordinary people.
Governor Okpebholo seems to be a man of action, getting at a video. I don't know when it was taken, maybe 2-3 days ago, I don't know. But he was saying that tomorrow, people are going to start work here.
And so that's what we want to see. That's what we want to hear.
See the action.
That's what we want. People want to see.
That's what people results.
It is not these days. Nigeria of today is no longer a place to sit down in the office and begin to sign papers. People want to see their governor, relate and move around and look at it, feel what they are feeling, and then when promises are made, they should be fulfilled, and no longer of campaign promises that cannot be met, because there's this belief that campaign promises are usually thrown in the air and they shouldn't be fulfilled. and so if we take these 3 areas and we look at it specifically from Nigeria, from Edo, and then you take it beyond Edo.
Okay, that's a picture of a farm inspection. So tying in agriculture again.
Yeah, exactly. So because this is a massive land. Imagine, farming cassava and rice, in this place. Some part for cassava, even yam. This land is fertile for these crops. But the thing is, you will have to deal with the insecurity first to be able to deal with
All
food security. Because without security, people won't be able to access the farm. And then also the other issue that I raised was the issue of the overflowing of the River Niger. My community is bordered around that River Niger because we share border between, Edo and Benue. And so you have Benue on the other side. And then down towards the end, you have Anambra. So that river, anytime it overflows its bank, that's why you hear Okpebholo is overflowed with water. So if the federal government also does that, then we won't have to. Nigeria does not have any business with poverty in as far as food is concerned. We have no business with this incessant hike in prices over, stable food. Because we have arable land. Drive from here, if you drive from here to Ijebode alone, and you see the massive land. And then not to talk of going to Edo State. And I'm talking about the north right now, because all those areas I mentioned for you, if you drive through those areas, sometimes you don't even see houses driving from Funtua to Daura, or driving from Kano to what do you call it now? Driving from Kano to Kazari. These are places, fertile land. So we don't have business with hunger. But because our governors, we have elitist governors who sits in the office, they are concerned with green barrels and signing checks.
But as you said, Monday Okpebholo is not an elitist and should not even try to
exactly.
be.
That's where I want.
Let me quickly bring in our last caller, Ebenezer in Abuja. Good morning to you, sir. Ebenezer in Abuja, can you hear us? Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ebenezer? I think there's a problem with Ebenezer's call, the connectivity.
Because the challenge is enormous out there. Sitting down in the office and trying to be elitist will not solve it. So he's not one, he shouldn't try to be. He should not even pretend to be. And no matter how much you try to be elitist, they will not accept you because you are not one of them. So let me tell you, sir.
Okay, briefly, because we've got to go.
You see, there's this perception that some persons believe, governance is meant for them. And so governance is meant for them, is their right. And so they will use the everyday person to get there and then begin to dictate. Now, it shouldn't try to be like that. I went to Warri, and I saw what the governor in Warri, in Delta, is doing in Warri. I don't want to be involved in all these politics of whether it's a Uwe or whether it's a Fru. And so I also want to see that kind of massive and ambitious project, in Edo, after all of this declaration of a state of emergency in education, state of emergency in insecurity, and, state of emergency in infrastructure. Once all of this is done, I can tell you that the everyday person wouldn't have problem, boasting that, yes, certainly they can connect with government. But it shouldn't just end in inspections. It shouldn't end with, just the blocks. There should also be human resources. Okay. Because the human resources is key. You can have buildings and the student wants to go, but without good teachers, then the work done would be. So I will urge him to match these buildings with employment of teachers. Okay, so in the sloganeering words of his party, what is that? Renewed hope is possible in Edo. It's possible in Edo it's possible in Edo if truly he's matching his words with action. And so far, so good. I can say yes. And then the only areas, like I said, don't leave out the goods from the previous government. Okay. Embrace it. And, it is for the people, it's the betterment of the people. Okay, well, I want to thank you very much, Libros, as always. Libros Oshoma is a lawyer, he's a commentator on public affairs, and he's also a proud Edolite. Thank you very much for coming on the program. So that's our program today then. Do please join us on Monday for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.